Hey friends, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing another 3 looks, 1 palette, and we are going to be using the Too Faced Pumpkin Spice. I had some requests for this one over on IG, and I was very excited to reach for it. It's one that gets neglected in my collection, but I'm not sure why, because, ladies and gentlemen, her. So stinking beautiful. So we're going to be creating 3 looks with this. I'm doing all of them live with you guys. You really seem to be enjoying that kind of style, so I'm going to keep doing that as much as I can. If you are new here, hey, I'm Megan. Be sure to subscribe before you leave. And of course, you guys, please go ahead and hit the thumbs up button. It really does help my channel. And without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the video. Okay, so my brows are cooking, my eyes are primed. Just ignore that over here. I'm trying to find a shade match for the new foundation, trying to decide which would be better. So we're just gonna ignore that. I'm letting it dry down. The first shade I'm gonna go into with the Too Faced palette is just this white light shade up here to set that primer down. And it does, this white shade is a little, I don't want to say, it's more on the powdery side. So you're going to get a bit of fallout with it, which is why, I recommend doing eyes first. So it doesn't matter if you get fallout, because that's a powdery girl. Next, I'm kind of feeling something pink and purpley, which I haven't really ever done with this palette before. So I think I'm going to go into Love You a Latte right down here to just start building up a little bit of that gradient before I completely go in with the pink shade. When I use this, I'm actually mostly use the greens. They're really nice, and we'll do a look with those. Like I said, they're my favorite. It's what I usually use. And then we'll probably do something warm with like the yellow and oranges is kind of my thoughts. But yeah, this palette is not sold anymore, but I still had a lot of requests to see some looks with it because I think a lot of people have this palette. Or even if you don't have this palette, like you probably have shades in your collection that are quite similar. So I thought it would still be fun. And these mattes, as you can see, are like super pigmented, which I'm not gonna lie to you, I kind of forgot about that. So I'm just gonna go in with a clean brush and buff the edges a little bit to make them not as harsh. Now we're gonna see how the pink layers over it, because I did not anticipate it being this like deep. So I'm just gonna go in. I'm using the shade You Spicy, which is this like really pretty magenta right there. And I'm just gonna take that all over the lid and start blending it up into the crease a little bit. Like I said, I was not expecting that shade to be so wham bam, I don't know. I don't really, I feel like this is having a little bit of trouble layering. So I'm just going in and kind of like packing it on to help with that a little bit. I think I kind of got that how I want it for now. I am going to go in with the deep purple shade Spice of Life right here, and I'm going to take that on the outer corner there, and we'll see how that goes. That shade is really pretty. And I'm just tapping it in. Okay, I feel like that looks really nice. So now I think I'm gonna just go in with my finger and use this really pretty pink shade, Oh My Gourd. And I am just gonna take this across the lid. These shimmers are a little bit on the drier, flakier side. They're still pretty, but I just want to let you know that because you're gonna get quite a bit of fallout with them. I don't feel like you need a glitter glue, but you would probably get less flaking if you used one. It doesn't like flake throughout the day, just during like the initial application process, it can get a little bit on the flakier side. And that's like, I will say, like when I first got it, I was like, wow, these like shimmers are so different because they're like so much drier, and I was not expecting that. But they're still good. They're still pretty. It's just different because I don't really have anything from Too Faced, so I didn't really know what to expect when I had got this, but yeah, I think it's pretty. Yeah, I'm gonna hop off and I'm gonna do my face, and I'll be back to show you all the finished look of look 1. Okay, so I am back with the first look, and I think it looks stunning. I was a little scared there for a minute in the beginning. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, because this shade, Love You a Latte, was just so much more pigmented than I had anticipated, but I really feel like the look came out really, really beautiful. So I love that. I am gonna go ahead, hop off, wipe the eyeshadow off, and I'll be back in a little bit to do look number 2 with you all. All right, so I'm back for look number 2. I ended up wearing that one for a couple hours because I really loved look number 1. It was so, so pretty. I have wiped off my lids, let them dry out. I've got them primed. We will probably do a different look just to spice it up. A different look, oh my God. A different lip. Duh, we're doing a different look, but a different lip just to spice it up. I'm using that whipped cream shade again to set the lid, and I am being a little bit more careful when I go in because, as you can see, my base is still done, and I hate cleaning up the under eye while I already have my base on. Like, I just feel like it gets messy fast, especially because I don't set my under eyes, which I know a lot of people do, but when I set my under eyes, it just makes them look so much worse. And maybe that's like a mature skin thing, I don't know, but yeah, so I don't set my under eyes. So that makes it pretty difficult to dust away fallout when I have like a dewy ass base, if you know what I'm saying. So yeah, I think now, I don't know, which do we want to do, you guys? Do we want to do the green look now, or do we want to do something brown and spicy? I think I want to do something brown and spicy. Let's do that. So I'm gonna take this pumpkin spice shade, which is like absolutely stunning, and that is what I'm gonna use all over the lid and in the transition, because I want this to be like up in there for people to still see. It might take me longer because, like I said, I'm just being so careful to really just try my best to eliminate any potential fallout. Okay, now that that's done and I think it looks nice, I'm gonna go in with my next shade, and I'm gonna use the Spice Baby that looks like this really nice warm brown. And that is what I'm gonna use all over the lid and up into the crease a little bit. And I'm still kind of like tapping slash swiping. And that's probably the technique I'm gonna use for this whole look, you guys, because not to be a broken record, but trying to avoid fallout. I've already got some fallout, but it's minimal. So I can easily do damage control. I'm just gonna lightly buff that into the crease so that we have that nice, pretty gradient. Okay, now that I have that where I think I want it, I'm gonna go into a deeper shade, this Cocoa Drizzle right here, and that is a shade that I'm gonna use on the outer portion. And I'm just gonna begin, ooh, hit my elbow, begin tapping that on. Okay, I think that looks nice. I am gonna attempt to wipe away some of the fallout. Was able to get it, because like I said, the fallout was pretty minimal. Thank goodness. And now I'm gonna just take my more defined brush and I'm gonna dip back into that Cocoa Drizzle shade and just bring this around. Oh, knocked off some mascara, which is gonna happen. I'm doing my makeup this way. It's just like more efficient for me to do it this way instead of like, you know, redoing my whole base. And that way I can get these videos up a little bit quicker too. Whereas if I were to just have to film a whole look every time I did like the eyes for these 3 look 1 palettes, like they already take a long time, so they would take a very long time. I'm just gonna go into my Nabla highlighter and I'm gonna use this to highlight the brow bone. This is what I do literally on every look because I'm, you know, like using this highlighter to pan or whatever. And then I'm gonna fluff my brows up a little. And I think this lip looks nice, but I do think a more like brownie lip would look pretty. So one moment. Okay, there we go. Here is finished look number 2. I think it looks really nice. We kind of have like a little bit of a sunset eye going on. And I think that the dark lip ties into it really nice. A little bit of a moody vibe, if you will. But yeah, I love this look. Ooh. She's yummy, she's warm, she has me craving fall, to be honest. And I know a lot of you neutral lovers are gonna have a lot of these similar shades in your collection. So it'll be easy to recreate this with the shades that I used. I am not sure if I'm gonna film the 3rd look today, but I will be doing a 3rd look for you all. And the plan is to use these grungy tones because I really love that green in here. It's a standout shade for me. And then this shade, oh, need I say more? Need I say more? Honestly, this whole thing is just so pretty. If you can find someone that like doesn't want theirs anymore or listed on Mercari, I highly recommend you snag it up because this is just a really pretty palette formula wise, but also a very pretty palette when it comes to the color story. You can definitely get a lot of versatility out of it, which is what I'm showing you. But yeah, I will see you guys shortly for look number 3. I'm back with look number 3 for you guys. I have some dry shampoo sitting in my hair. I'm doing this look about a week after the other 2. So yeah, I'm really excited. I hope that this doesn't clash with the greens I plan to use, but you know, I am gonna go in with this same setting shade here that is Whipped Cream. It's just a really nice, easy, light setting shade that I like to start with. I like to always have the base set. I just feel like, personally, shadows blend better for me when they have a set base. So I don't skip that step. I do already have my brows cooking as well. I wish I could do them first. I've tried, but I just cannot get on board with that kind of routine. I've tried. And then I'm lightly gonna go in with this a la mode shade here. Very lightly, because remember that other shade, Love You Latte, was like freaking super pigmented. And I just want kind of like a nice light transition, a building of color before I go in with the green. So I'm not gonna do it like super heavily. I just want a little something there. Like, see just like the little bit of the difference. So I'm gonna do that on both sides really quickly. I have an eyebrow hair here just hanging out. So yeah. I know this palette, and I can't remember. I should have watched back what I had already filmed before I started this, but I know this palette has been discontinued, but I also know a lot of people in the community have been able to snag it from Mercari, or if one of their friends is decluttering it, they've been able to like snatch it up. So you could still potentially get it. Now I'm gonna go in with this Sweetie Pie shade, which is just like the most gorgeous, like puke green. It is like literally, yeah, but it looks so pretty on my eye. I don't know. It is literally, like I said, like my favorite shade in the palette, and probably honestly like my most used shade as well. It hits different, okay? It's different. But yeah, it's super, super pretty. I don't know. I've never like panned a Too Faced palette, so I don't even know. Are these, if you have, are these pans like very deep, or what's the tea? Share. Because I'm just curious. Because there are some shades in here that do have quite a bit of good use. Like, I don't think the dip is big enough to warrant like being close to a pan, but it's something that maybe if I focused on for like a week or two, it could happen. So I'm just curious. So these are the two greens. I was planning on using this one, which is the Gourd shade, but I kind of feel like this one would match a little better with what I have going on. So I think I might do a mixture of both, like take this one all over the lid and then go in with this just like over the center kind of thing to bring a little bit of light to that area. Oh, and I haven't even deepened up the outer corner. I'm like so pumped about the freaking shimmers that I'm just like, yeah, forget the rest of the look. We don't need her. Geez, ow. I'm gonna go into the Cocoa Drizzle shade, and I just feel like the brown is gonna work the best with this green shade. Now I'm just tap, taparoo, tap, 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 tap. Just tap it in. If you know, you know. Geez, I haven't seen that movie in forever. I love like all Adam Sandler's older movies. They're so good. So funny. Have you guys seen anything good lately, show-wise or movie-wise, that you would recommend? We just finally, well, when Ozark came out with season 4, we started to rewatch the whole series before we watched like the ending. And so we just finished the whole thing of Ozark, and I'm not gonna lie, okay, I'm not gonna give spoilers or anything like that if you haven't finished it yet, but I was a little disappointed with the way that it ended, in more than one ways, like, more than one way. I was kind of disappointed, especially because, like, I don't know, we've loved that show from the jump. So yeah, just the way it ended, I did not really like it, which sucks, but you know, I will say, like, one of the best endings in my opinion was like one of the most, I guess, satisfying endings was like Shit Creek. Like they just, it was sad still, but they ended it so well. Like they did such a good job, you know? But yeah, I felt like this show, Ozark, didn't really end that well, you know? I don't know. Just, but whatever. That's why I basically watch the same shit over and over again, so can't be disappointed or anything like that, because I already know what's gonna happen. I'm now taking, or as I didn't say it, the shade Falling For You, and it is this green right here. Really pretty. It is a little bit of a darker green, but compared with the colors that I'm using right now, it definitely looks like it's on the lighter side. So I think that other gourd shade is really gonna pop when I get it on the center there. And these shimmers do apply really nicely with a brush or your finger, whichever you want to use, which is nice. I literally just ripped all my freaking nails off yesterday, so got my little stubbies, which aren't the most aesthetically pleasing to look at, but what I do enjoy really like shorter nails for is being able to just really like get into the makeup and not worrying about getting it all up under my nails and stuff. Like I hate that. So now I am going to take just a little bit of the Fall Vibe shade right here, and I want to take it with my finger, and I'm just going to tap it across the middle here a little bit to give a little extra something. Oh yeah. This one is just so sparkly and pretty. Like, I love it. Like, I know I've already said it, but literally, like, my fave shade in the palette. Oh, so stunning, so sparkly. I live. But yeah, so what I'm going to do now is hop off. I'm going to finish my base in the lower lash line, and then I'll be back. Okay, you guys, so here is finished look number 3 using the Too Faced Pumpkin Spice palette. I love how it turned out. Like I told you guys, this is like my favorite look to create with this particular color story. I honestly really love the packaging of this palette. This one didn't really come with a scent, which I'm totally fine with. I know their palettes are known for that, but I was happy that this one wasn't super fragranced because that's not my jam. But overall, I love all 3 looks that I created with it. This is a palette that is definitely going to be staying in my collection. The mattes blend beautifully. The shimmers are gorgeous. They're super sparkly, which is like what I love. Like literally the camera does not even do the sparkles any kind of justice, like at all. So yeah, I really loved all 3 looks I was able to create, and I've really just been enjoying this series because it's helped me to get to know some of my palettes a little bit better, be creative with the color stories, but it's also allowed me to, like, if you caught some of my other 3 looks 1 palettes, to see which ones I don't really enjoy or I don't think I will use. So it's kind of helped me in the process of narrowing down my collection as well. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up before you leave. I do have a list of palettes I plan to do this with, but I'm also always open to suggestions, and if there is one you can think of that I have, feel free to drop it in the comments, and it's something that I will be sure to film with. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching per usual, and I hope that you all have a great day. Bye!